Hi, I'm Jeff Perry with Texas Instruments. I'm here at Electronica, and today what I'm going to show you is some stuff we've got with WEBENCH. Now, WEBENCH has always been the fastest and easiest way to get a power supply design and other analog designs. And so we've got things like spice simulation involved with it. We've got thermal simulation, but we've introduced a lot of new things here lately that I think are going to make your life a lot easier. One of them is called the export feature. Now, when we create a WEBENCH design, we basically simulate the design. You can do the thermal simulation. When you get done tweaking the design, we've now created a way for you to take that design and export it right into your CAD tool. Okay? So we've got 5 different popular CAD tools. You just download the thing, boom, fire it up in your CAD tool, and you're that much closer to end design. Okay? We've got another cool thing here that's called the editing tool. All right? So let me bring this thing up real quick. This is a tool that we created. WEBENCH designs by their nature are already very solid and stable, but sometimes people want to customize those. So what we did is we created an online version of a schematic capture and editing tool. And I'm showing you here, you can take some of these things, move the schematic around, you can select parts, move them, and then you can add different things into your schematic, okay? So I've taken this schematic already, and I've taken the left side of this. This is our regular WEBENCH power supply design. Known good, known stable. I've added a little filter on the end of that, okay? Taken that into our spice simulator, and we can run online spice simulations. And so let me go ahead and recall that simulation here, load it up, and actually start the simulation here. So now we're going to conduct an online spice simulation. Now this takes a minute or two to run, but while we're watching that, you can see that we've got our new streaming waveform feature that lets you look at the simulation while it's running, okay? So you can see if there's anything wrong with it. If you don't want it to continue, you can stop the simulation, but here we're going to go ahead and let it run. So while we're going ahead and letting that run, let me show you something else here real quick. This is our thermal simulation feature, okay? So here we've taken a reference board with a known good board layout. We've taken the exact components from the WEBENCH design. We know the power dissipations because we calculate them. And here you can see the temperatures across the board. Let me zoom in on this a little bit here. So here you can see the hot spot in the middle is the IC with the integrated FET. And there's other parts here that are getting hot, and you can see the co-heating of those parts together, okay? All right, so let's go back here and see how our spice simulation is doing with our new edited circuit design. So it's nearing the finish here, and let's go ahead and see what happens. So simulation is done, loading up the waveform. So the first thing I'm going to do is load the waveform before the filter, and then I'll load up the waveform after the filter. So we can zoom in on that then and see how much attenuation happened in that circuit that we added right online. All right. Sometimes it takes the waveforms a little bit longer to load because we are operating in a electronica internet environment here. Okay, so our first waveform loaded, that's the one before the filter. So let me go ahead and just zoom in here. All right, so you can see the red one is before the filter. That was the output of the original power supply design. The blue one is after the filter here, and you can see the attenuation that we got from adding that circuitry to our design. So that concludes our little mini tour here. I hope you can try to use WEBENCH. Just go to ti.com/WEBENCH. Thanks a lot.